And now storm tracker weather with meteorologist Paul Beam.
All right, let's take another look at that storm tracker because it looks a little busy, but if you looked outside in Pocatello right now, you're not really seeing much. It is a clear sky out there. It is a nice cool night, but on the storm tracker, you can see a lot of the residue on that radars from some of the fires that are still out there, smoke making its way through. Not really that perceptible though, because once again, it's another gorgeous night. Of course, that could tint the sun down as well, so it could be another gorgeous night moving forward to as the sun starts to fall. And moving forward into the nighttime, into tomorrow, even further down the week, expect to see more of those clear conditions. Expect a lot of this to start to clear out and a high pressure system to move in and take the whole area, stick it right at that 85, 87 degree mark, stay clear, and that's going to be the conditions for about 4 or 5 more days. So this is going to be a very familiar sight. A lot of the activities over in the middle states, but over in the west, staying clear, Oregon, Washington, and a little bit of clouds making their way through Montana. But besides that, completely clear all the way down the western seaboard, and it's going to continue through that for the next few days. Temperature trackers suffering a little bit because of those clear conditions. Of course, we're at 67 right now, but we'll see these temperatures quickly drop because without those clouds out there, it has a little bit more room to make its way down, not holding as much heat in, and we're going to see those temperatures drop pretty fast. We'll hit 45 for Pocatello, 42 in Idaho Falls. So we still got over 20 degrees still to drop for tonight. Expect another chilly night. And of course, it's going to be calm weather at least, so you're not seeing any rain associated with that as well. Just a little bit more on the cold side for the lows, and you can tell even close to freezing in the Wyoming part of things. 32 in Yellowstone, 34 in Jackson, 35 in Afton, just barely getting up above freezing. You can throw Stanley in there in the Central Mountains as well with that 33. So definitely a lot colder tonight than what we've seen in the past for the last couple weeks. As we move into tomorrow, though, you'll notice that the temperatures do recover back into those mid-80s. Not quite as warm as today. We were at around 88 in Pocatello, but 85 in Pocatello for tomorrow, 86 down Twin Falls and American Falls. And then as you head up towards Idaho Falls, that's where the temperatures start to drop off. 82 in Rexburg, 80 in Du Bois, 76 in Island Park, and a 69 in Yellowstone. So, of course, you're seeing those temperatures start to drop off once you hit the Wyoming border. But for the most part, it is still on the warmer side. Fortunately enough, we're not hitting those 90s though, and it's starting to improve because once again, we started meteorological fall this summer, or excuse me, this weekend, and then moving forward, we're seeing those temperatures slowly dip back down. We'll be back in those 70s and 60s before you know it. So this is a nice step down and a nice bridge until we start to get to those really colder temperatures. Future tracker shows a little clouds here and there in the Central Mountains, little clouds here and there in the Montana region, but down in the Snake River Plain and over in the Wyoming area, staying clear, just a little bit cooler as you head towards the border. That 7-day forecast, though, actually looking pretty nice. We're not cooling down that far, that much just yet. Tuesday through Friday, sticking to those upper 80s. We'll get to the lower 80s by the weekend and staying clear. Of course, usually we associate those clear conditions with a warm up. Now it's basically just sticking there and staying there for a long time. Idaho Falls very similar, a little bit of clouds moving through on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But those temperatures just kind of stick to those upper 80s all week long. Rexburg very similar, a little bit more on the cloudy side for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a slight chance of rain on Thursday, but for the most part, sticking to those upper to mid 80s, clouds making their way through. Teton area, a little bit colder, 78 on Tuesday, sticking to those upper 70s instead of the upper 80s, but of course, still seeing those cloudy conditions. And then finally, the Central Mountains following suit. Slight chance of rain on Thursday, but for the most part, just clouds, temperatures in the 80s. It's going to be a nice week, and it's a nice end to the summer. I know we don't want to talk about it, but we are starting to wind down. It is September now.
But we get those couple extra days.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much.